Hey y'all, it's Leslie here with Introvert Inspired. Let's do a little bit of whip and chat. Come hang out. Okay y'all, I needed to do some more checkerboarding right now, so I thought I would bring you along for the audio of it. Let's see if we can hear some checkerboard sounds. How's everybody doing? I guess we have all survived the winter storm, the first winter storm or ice apocalypse of 2026. It got really cold here in Texas, Central Texas, and we got a little bit of sleet and not a lot of freezing rain, which is good. Sleet is different than freezing rains. It doesn't do as much damage when it hits and freezes on the ground or on the trees or on the light poles and all of that. So we just had a very, very, very cold few snow days where schools were canceled. So my work was canceled as well. And it was lovely. We got the power stayed on, which after February 21, that is our most pressing concern when we think about a snow day or an ice day. We just want the power to stay on here in Texas with our power grid that is separate from the rest of the United States. And that happened. Oh, you can hear a little bit of the checkerboarding here. I kind of messed up the audio on my last checkerboarding video. I hate that that happened. I hope you were able to hear it a little bit, even if it wasn't quite synced up with the video properly. But I thought I would do a little bit here as well to try to help make it up to you. So hopefully that helps. Anyway, yeah, we survived. I hope you survived. I know there were storms and there were some power outages, but it wasn't catastrophic for a lot of people, so that's good. We, as I said, got a few days off of school and work, which means it was wonderful while it lasted, and then now everyone's kind of a little bit behind and like trying to make up for lost time, which we will do, and it'll be fine. I think it's worth it every time. Anytime you give me a choice of having a snow day and getting a little bit behind, or staying on track and going out in the cold for a work day, I'm going to choose staying home for the snow day and figuring out a way to make it up later. So sometimes when you're working on your canvas, you can also make a similar checkerboarding effect with rows instead of just single diamonds. So like in this case, there's 2 rows here that I'm going to try to see that are a little bit checkerboard-esque. And usually the last one is going to be pretty tight, and so that's what will likely make the little click that we all love to hear. I don't know if we all do, but I think a lot of us love the little click that we can hear from a checkerboarded drill going into place. Okay, during the snow days, you know I'm a TV junkie, and during the snow days I watched Pluribus on Apple TV. Have y'all watched that? It's a little apocalyptic, but I found it real disturbing the first episode, but then after that, it got a lot more like philosophical, and like it was kind of a interesting thought experiment after that, and it wasn't quite so like stressful and disturbing. It was more, yeah, like philosophically, it made you wonder and think about the philosophy of it all. and how it would go if something like that happened in real life. So I thought it was really a good show. Of course, I think Breaking Bad is probably the best show ever made, and Vince Gilligan was the one responsible for that, the main one responsible for that. And then he did Better Call Saul. And so this is his creation as well. So it's not surprising that I liked it. Really good. Highly recommend it if you don't mind a little bit of the darkness of themes related to apocalyptic times. So one question I have is, what recipes are you making these days that you're enjoying? I just made myself a classic taco soup. I always love taco soup, especially when it's cold out. And so even though the ice storm is gone, it's still pretty chilly out there these days. So I made a taco soup, but I'm trying to do better with money in my life these days. And so one of the ways I've been able to do that is to plan. I don't know if you can hear the dog. As usual, she cannot be quiet when I'm trying to talk to you. So yeah, one of the ways that I am able to work to save money is to really kind of plan what my meals are going to be for the week. And so this week I have chosen, or this weekend, I'll cook on the weekend and then have it available during the week. I made the taco soup, and then I also am going to make a breakfast strata, a sausage breakfast strata. It's basically just sausage, cheese, eggs with a lot of half and half, and then bread all baked up together into a casserole. So I'll do that probably tomorrow and then have it ready kind of for the week. So that's what I got going on this weekend. And then I have been called to jury duty. So that's kind of fun. I'm trying not to dread it too much. I kind of am dreading it, but I did the pre-screener or whatever the first step is. A few years ago I was called and I did the pre-screener and they were like, no, thank you. Never mind. We don't need you. Online. That's what came up. And then, but for me this time, they said, you've been assigned. And so I got an email from them, and it's a 4-page email of directions. They recommend that I take the bus, public transportation. They recommend that we take the bus because of parking problems. Austin is a very, crowded city, expensive city with expensive parking and unavailable parking and not any space available downtown. So we'll see what I'm going to end up doing. I figure I'll probably end up parking close and then taking an Uber or something, but I don't know. They said they will pay for parking and give us a pass if we get chosen and if we have to come for more than the first day. But if you come the first day and you get eliminated, then they don't want to do all that. They don't want to mess with all that. So basically they were like, parking is available, but only after your first day. So I'm not looking forward to the disruption in my schedule. I have teachers scheduled for me to come observe them kind of nonstop for the next few weeks. And, rescheduling all that is not enjoyable for me to think about. But it's part of what we have to do. And especially in 2026, I am happy and delighted and willing and able to perform my civic duty. So besides, of course, I vote every time that's available to me. And I think I am not going to shirk my civic duty of serving on a jury if that's what needs to happen for my fellow citizens. So I'm going to do that. I am supposed to present one of these days that I'm assigned to jury duty, and my teammates are going to have to take over and cover for me, which they are happy to do. I am lucky in that way that I have a really great team around me, so we'll be fine. It'll all be well. Hopefully I'm just hoping too that it won't be disturbing. You know, I do love true crime, so I am kind of curious about it all, but I also am a very sensitive person, and I would not want to have to see things or think about things that are like too disturbing or that are going to be disturbing after the fact, to think about them in the context of a real life person, you know, committing a crime or getting hurt by somebody else in society or whatnot. So I don't know. I'm hoping I don't get anything, you know, big or serious. I'm hoping I really don't get anything at all, but if I have to serve, I hope it's something that is pretty benign, I guess. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Wish me luck. Have you ever had jury duty? I'm curious. I'm in Texas, so if you have had it in Texas, it's probably a little more relevant to me, but I'm curious all the way around about people's experiences. I think my mom has served a couple times in their state, but I haven't talked to very many people who have served on juries before. So please share any stories that you have that you'd like to share about serving on a jury in the comments. I am hoping it goes well. So this is basically what I've been doing. I did this for the snow days. I am a little bit behind as far as how fast I used to do this in the first 6 months of my diamond painting life, but it's fine. I'm enjoying it a lot. I can't wait to start working on her face and hair, which is coming next. I started at the bottom of this canvas, which I often do, and I'm glad that I did it in this case because I think her face and hair are going to be a lot more kind of interesting and enjoyable to me. The rest of it has been fun too. I think this is a good canvas. I think I'm liking it. I'm definitely going to like it when it's done. And then I'm really going to have to get those picture hanger like tools from Amazon, the picture hooks to put on the back of the foam board where my other pieces have been dry mounted, because I really, really want to get them hung. And I haven't done that yet because I just don't want to spend the money. As I've said, I'm trying to be a little bit better when it comes to spending money kind of willy-nilly. I'm trying not to do that as much as I used to. And that makes it tough to like actually buy things because I just really want to save. If it's not 100% necessary, I just don't want to spend it. So, but I will. I'm going to spend it, and it'll look great when they're up. Okay. So I'm just going to keep working on this. If you would like to leave some comments below, I'd love to talk with you, chat with you a little bit there. Feel free to click the thumbs up button and subscribe if you'd like. So pretty much what I have coming next is just a collection of the best clicks from my checkerboarding experience this time, just from today, just this one section. I just basically am putting all those together, and for the most part, that's what I wanted to show you today, because I feel like the last time I kind of had this vision for you to be able to experience the checkerboarding sounds, and then I feel like it did not go well, or 2 times ago maybe. So that's what's coming. A little bit more of this sort of sped up, and then some clicky of the checkerboarding delight that is diamond painting. If you have jury duty experiences, please let me know about them. I'm so curious, and I don't think I'm quite nervous, but just mildly anxious, maybe a little nervous about what I have to do for jury duty. So feel free to leave those in the comments. And then also, if you have recipes or links to recipes, I would love to know what you are cooking that is here's the stipulations. It doesn't have to be healthy at all. I don't eat very healthily anymore. It just has to be easy, relatively quick, and not a lot of special equipment. Like if you have crock pot recipes, slow cooker recipes, I'll use them, but I usually just use the stove and my toaster oven. I don't use the oven much. So anything you have that you feel like is your go-to, feel free to send that along. One of my favorites is like a lazy stir fry is what I call it, which is just salmon over rice and some broccoli or some vegetables with some teriyaki sauce. I love a good meatloaf with potatoes. I really just have very simple tastes, but I need it to be good if I'm going to actually make it again and again. So feel free to share that stuff below and enjoy the checkerboarding that I have left for you, and come back and see me again. I love hanging out with y'all. Thanks for being here. I am glad you were able to hang out with me today. Thanks for being here. See you next time. Bye.